Welcome everyone to a new Lambda class daily for the Ethereum consensus client. I'll go search for the YouTube link. All right, the link is available. Let's do this. And let's start with the updates. I think that the first one today is Tomas. Do you want to start?
Yes, yesterday I continued working on the kurtosis integration. I already added some flags that were needed, like boot nodes, and the health endpoint that the kurtosis engine uses to check if the node is alive. Today I'm gonna continue with that integration. I think you are almost there.
That's awesome. That seems like a very quick progress, and that's a very nice milestone to have. Once we were integrated with kurtosis, we were basically there. I don't want to hype it too much, but I mean, you know. So, thanks for the update. The next one is Gaston.
Yes, yesterday I moved the Blob Sidecar subscription out of the GoSip sub supervisor in order to be able to subscribe only when sync is completed. Now I'm doing the same with the other subscriptions. I'm moving that into the operation collector gen server. Um, that that are my updates.
Okay, thanks for taking care of that. The next one is Martin.
Yes, so for me, I've been playing with Docker. So we had a basic Docker file that was working locally, but not on the CI. It was because there were some compiled files that were copying, but it doesn't work when you are fetching the repository like in a CI environment. So I was finally able to get it working. I'm gonna work on I guess like cleaning up the Docker file a little bit, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna work on. But on this process, I found like a couple of things that we could improve. So I'll already also will be creating some tickets. That's it for me.
All right, thanks for the update. That's great. Yeah, as for myself, yesterday I added a runtime config. So we can get the key store and a password file with an external source, which is just what we need to work to allow validators in the local testnet. I tested that with the Lighthouse testnet, and it seems to be working fine. We might need to do some debugging in the actual like validator calculations and that kind of like the duties calculation and that kind of stuff. Mostly because yesterday with Mega we saw that we may be on block 200, but like maybe the duties were being calculated for, sorry, not block, but slot 200, and maybe the duties were calculated for slot 120 or stuff like that. So we might need to check why that's happening. One of the things that I wanted to do is, which I'm working on right now, is design a quick as possible smoke test, which basically like sends a transaction and has that as a proposed thing that's then propagated into the next ones, into the other nodes. The tricky part is that if I just send a transaction to the node, it might just propagate through the mempool in the execution layer. So we need to find a way to make sure that we are the ones proposing it. Um, yeah, because as Mega was telling me yesterday, that the only thing that guarantees that you will build a payload, but maybe another one will propose it first. So anyway, nothing too terrible. The good news is that we are actually completely integrated, or so it seems, with the local testnet, which is a milestone in itself. The only thing that we need to do is propose and be sure that the other nodes are getting our data. But other validation duties seem to be being performed correctly, like attestations and attestation aggregation even. So that's I think that's great news in itself. Yeah, so I'll get working on trying to test the proposals as well, but everything else seems to be working just fine. So those are my updates. Do we have any other comments or questions for today? That's great. Just as a quick update before finishing the daily for today, I will be on vacation for the next weeks, so you may not see me here for those weeks. I'll be back, uh, yeah, in 3 weeks. So if there's nothing else, thank you all for joining, and see you all, well, next week for the rest of you. I'll see you personally on 3 weeks. Thanks for joining. See you around.